Okay, let's jump into this story now, which we were going to do second, now we'll do third. The video is about 4.5 minutes. It's a bit long, but it is a TVNZ exclusive. And I do want to play you the full 4 minutes of the Prime Minister talking about it at the press conference as well, because he looks feckless, he looks weak, and I guess that's just a confirmation of everything we've been saying about him. And also, not to do but what about, although he does try and do that, just thinking about if this was, and we have to say a senior minister in a Labour-led government who had been caught using their own personal email address, then I think Luxon wouldn't be so chill about it, is my perspective.
Kia ora, good evening. We begin tonight with an exclusive investigation that's raising concerns about a government minister's use of her personal email account. One News has learnt Minister of Education and Immigration Erica Stanford has been using her Gmail account for official government business. This includes forwarding pre-budget announcements to her personal email before they were publicly announced last year. In response to queries, the minister says she occasionally did this for the purpose of printing documents.
Just think about that phrase, occasionally. I'd go, a couple of times, once or twice, emergency, okay, occasionally. Oh, gosh, there goes my mouse.
But we've uncovered she's also replied to people on multiple occasions using her personal email. Parliament's computer system even raised red flags over Stanford's forwarding emails from her personal to her work account. Here's political editor Mikey Sherman with more exclusive details and reaction.
And you've got to go like this, eh?
The Education Minister all smiles yesterday, launching a new online parent portal for schools.
Thank you for your feedback. It's been invaluable to make sure that we got it right.
But it's feedback to the minister's private email account that's raising eyebrows. One News can reveal dozens upon dozens of emails between the minister and members of the public discussing...
Just a few. Chewie, just a few. Dozens
Sorry,
and
Pat.
Dozens. Just a few.
Wouldn't it be funny if this B-roll just had a shot of the screen and she's literally on Gmail sending one of these emails?
I thought you were going to say had a shot of Hillary Clinton and the fuss made about his server. Maybe that could be there.
Policy ideas, including independent reviews. It raises questions of a possible breach of the Cabinet Manual, which states, as far as possible, ministers should not be using their personal email account to conduct ministerial business.
And that's why, if it had have been a couple of times in an emergency, it doesn't breach the Cabinet. So, dozens and dozens and replying to people from the Gmail account is seems to me to be a clear breach of the Cabinet Manual. And any time Labor was accused of a clear breach of the Cabinet Manual, whether it was or wasn't, the then opposition Christopher Luxon was like, yeah, I'm pretty chill about it. I'm pretty chill.
Business.
Minister Stanford does seem to have used her personal email for quite a number of purposes where it's not clear why she didn't use her ministerial email instead.
Otago law professor Andrew Geddes knows the Cabinet Manual inside out.
There do seem to be an awful lot of...
Sorry, I just want to point out to people, see that cloudless blue sky in Dunedin? It's like that all the time. All the time. Just unless that's Wellington, because we have a campus there, but I was assuming it's not.
Situations where ministerial matters have been forwarded into her personal Gmail account.
That includes sensitive budget documents. Last year, Erica Stanford announced a $53 million education investment on TVNZ's Q&A.
Talk us through this new funding. Where will the money go?
But almost 24 hours prior, the top secret budget details were forwarded to the minister's private Gmail account.
Putting that sort of information out onto an external email source raises security questions because we all know that email is hackable and outside of government accounts are more easily hacked than government ones are.
In a statement, the minister said where necessary she had forwarded these emails to her ministerial email or ministerial staff to be actioned or be included in official information, stating there were also problems installing a parliamentary printer in her electorate office.
So this is something that I'm calling bullshit on. And look, because Chewie, I bought a printer the other day, and you know how I installed it into my office? I plugged it into the computer. So I'm calling bullshit on the whole IT. The printer wasn't working. My parliamentary printer can't work in my office. I'm just that. Or if it was the case, it was out of action for a day or two. Hi, senior minister on the phone, fucking get IT up here right now and get this sorted out. Not dozens and dozens, and as you'll hear in the story, hundreds of pages of emails that TVNZ has. So I'm calling bullshit on that.
Oh, Pat, don't put me in this position of having to stick up for a government minister. As someone that has seen the 2.5 week process for getting a networked printer installed, I get it. I get it. Parliamentary service probably have to set up like a secure printer, whatever. It's a dumb excuse, and I don't think it's an excuse for printing out like 1.5 foot of thick folder full of printed emails. Who prints out an email? That's the thing that's really offending me. I saw it in the chat, didn't get through the chat filter, but yeah, what kind of savage in 2025 prints out an email? Like, this is dumb from wall to wall. Like, if I did that as an employee for a corporate, if I printed out a work email to my own Gmail, I'd be finishing up at the end of the week. If you were a public servant and you did something like that, put some secure information to your own personal email, goodbye, you're gone. So this just, like, I don't care if she's a minister. It's just a dumb idea. This is what baffles me about Luxon being so blasé about it.
We'll keep going, yeah?
Well, there may well be if it's.
Sorry, I did mean to mention this is one of the best stutters ever, and we're not mocking someone with an actual stutter, but with Luxon, when he stutters looking for words, generally he's fucked. He's fucked.
Office.
Well, there may well be if it's printing purposes, if there's because there's technical reasons. As I understand it, in her case, it's actually been about printing challenges.
But Erica Stanford has also received lots of external advice to her private Gmail regarding the National Curriculum Review. On 27 October last year, regarding science, a person whose identity has been withheld says, "Hi Erica, my text response to your reply about already having a reference group kept getting error messages, so I have emailed it below instead." The person questions the 3 tertiary academics who make up the group leading the review, instead suggesting other names, adding such a reference group would need to have some teeth, otherwise the ministry can simply change the writing group's work to suit their own agenda. On the 26th of May last year, another email regarding student behaviour in the classroom highlights New Zealand's appalling international ranking and suggests the minister contract former UK teacher and researcher Tom Bennett to carry out an independent...
So this is not for printing out purposes. This is communicating backwards and forwards official business from her Gmail account. So, okay, Chewie, you might be right? I might be being a bit ungracious. But sorry, layer that on top of this horse shit. I'm just like, sorry, my dudette, you get no grace for this.
Review. Just 5 minutes later, the minister replies, "Thank you, I'll check him out." Are you comfortable with how often Erica Stanford is using her personal email to conduct ministerial business?
Well, again, my office has spoken with her. I understand it's been very few occasions.
Very few.
These 2 folders
contain
hundreds and hundreds of pages, emails and documents, all relating to
Got
Erica
him.
Stanford's private Gmail account. Does that sound like very limited instances?
Well, again, as I said, I'm very relaxed about it. The reality.
Ooh. He's very relaxed about it, Chewie.
I'm a chill prime minister. I'm chilling.
I'm hip and I'm cool and we're chill about that kind of stuff.
I'm not a regular prime minister. I'm a cool prime minister.
I'm cool
relaxed.
One. I'm relaxed.
My ministers can do whatever they want.
Because we are chill when people...
They can stay up late. They can watch R-rated programs.
Because you know what,
cool.
Chewie? National has always been chill about ministers using Gmails. Oh, what's that coming in from the side? Oh, Oh, what's that? What's that coming in from the side before we go back? National pursues Clare Curran over using Gmail for official business. But you know, I was the opposition leader then, and I cared about shit that made Labour look bad. But now I'm the Prime Minister. I'm a chill motherfucker. Y'all be chill with me. Communications Minister Clare Curran has come under fire from National for using a personal Gmail account to conduct some government business as fallout from the bungling of the appointment of a chief technology officer continues. The controversy appeared to echo that surrounding former US presidential candidate Hillary Clinton, who was dogged by criticism for using private email server when US Secretary of State. Unlike in the Clinton case, there has been no suggestion Curran's Gmails contained classified information. So, early budget information being sent, classified, at least sensitive information. Clare Curran, nothing classified, yet, headline, National pursues Clare Curran over Gmail for official business. We go back to Erica Stanford. I'm chill. It's no problems, Chewie. We are all good, my brother. Fist bump.
Oh, look, and I would say the exact same thing that I'm saying about Erica Stanford's use of Gmail. I said the same thing around Clare Curran. That was dumb. It is dumb to conduct any official business through Gmail. It's incredibly stupid. It's a server that is outside of their control, outside of the country even. Like, it's a muddying of the waters that these guys should be smart enough to know it's a dumb idea.
Yeah. To be honest, I know we're kind of joking around, but it's infuriating. I mean, I'm fucking furious.
It's
about
a basic
being
baby
really
shit.
But actually, no, it's the hypocrisy. It's the hypocrisy. It's Luxon being like, I'm sure. And I think from memory, that was what caused Clare Curran to be booted out of cabinet. I think. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I'll have a look at it. Hey, look, let's get to the end of this.
I think it was kind of like a straw that broke camel's back.
Okay. All right. I'm not 100% sure on that, but certainly Labour got hauled over the coals for that by the Luxon-led National Party, and in particular, from memory, Melissa Lee, whose story didn't end up that well in the end, but there you go.
I'm just going to mention just real quick, because it didn't get through the chat filter, but it's a great comment.
Yep.
The thing that we're missing here is maybe they're having problems with getting the printer installed because they sacked all their IT staff.
Oh, that's such a good point. The back office people who don't impact the front office at all.
Yeah.
There's no impact on the front office. Oh, very good.
So
right.
Just a hat tip, because it didn't make it through the filter, so I can't star it. But that was from RO.
Okay, we'll get to the end of the story.
Again, as I said, I'm very relaxed about it. The
chill,
reality
bro.
is, she's received unsolicited emails. She's had printing issues. She has had tech issues.
Issues now putting the spotlight on the minister.
Oh, that's the end of that. We don't want to hear the after talk. I do want to play the whole thing. Do you want to add anything else before we go to this? This is the whole.
I just want to say, as far as letting us down, letting the country down, letting her party down, all of that sort of stuff. But what Erica's done here is even more egregious. She's let Pat down. This was the Teflon minister, Pat Brittenden's chosen minister.
Oh yeah,
and she's let down here, bro.
Well, when you explain that, chosen minister, I think should be the next leader. But do you know? I mean, like I said, Clare Curran, there was some serious repercussions to come from that. Are they still on recess this week? I think they might still be on recess this week. Fucking lucky for her.
You also mentioned Melissa Lee.
Yep.
Now, as much as I dislike Melissa Lee, she got chopped instantly because Luxon wanted very much to demonstrate to everybody that he wasn't chill, that he was in command of his team, and that there were consequences for being a fucking incompetent. But now he's done that. He's given us that one example. This is what, the third one where he's like, nah, it's fine. Easy breezy, lemon squeezy. No problems.
Thanks, Sarah. Here's the other thing, right? I know we do this all the time, but where was the question? And we're going to play it now. Where was the question about Clare Curran? You people who have access. Where was the hey? Why are you chill about this, Mr. Luxon? Where was the question? Anyway.
Yep.
This is obviously all Mikey now because this was an exclusive for TVNZ. No one else had it until this conference. Let's just have a listen, and you can just hear the answers just go from weak to weaker to weakest to blame Labor back to weak again. Let's have a go.
Is it appropriate for a minister to frequently use their private email accounts for ministerial business, including discussing policy ideas with members of the public?
Well, look, there'll be times under the cabinet manual where it's, ministers will use personal email.
Yeah, so we've said that, and once or twice stuck somewhere that the IT system goes down in your office, so you flick off an email with your Gmail. It says most of the time, it says that, but dozens, hundreds. Sorry, homie, don't play that.
Personal phone numbers, and that may be for a number of reasons. They may have received unsolicited emails. In many cases, I'm aware of ministers in the past have had technical issues around IT and printing materials. But what's super important...
I like that, eh? Many ministers in the past. Like he's going, now, what are we going to say about Erica? How are we going to spin this? Are we going to spin this with the printer? Many ministers in the past have done this when they've had issues around printing. Oh, Erica, I had issues around printing. Isn't that just a coincidence?
Is that any materials are fully retained so that under an official information request they're actually available.
And look, one piece of credit where credit's due, this may not have gone into the OIO offices. So, because I was watching this item going, how the hell did TVNZ give this? So let's at least give, okay, so there's one bouquet in this to National. They didn't use personal email addresses and then just, what do they say? Pour acid into their servers. So the reason this was found was even though they were breaking cabinet rules, they still followed the more serious protocol of making sure all the information was there for an OIO. And so respect on that. At least give them respect on that. They did the right thing there. And now they got to eat the bullshit that comes with it. But they did the right thing.
Comfortable with how often Erica Stanford is using her personal email to conduct ministerial business?
Well, again, my office has spoken with her. I understand it's been very few occasions. What I'd say is that she has had tech issues with printing. That's a good example. I'm aware.
So when I said many ministers, I was specifically thinking of Erica Stanford. So that's good to know.
Ministers in the previous government had the same use personal emails in the same way.
Sorry,
and that may
blame
be
Labor.
For a number of reasons. They may have received unsolicited emails. In many cases, I'm aware of ministers in the past have had technical issues around IT and printing materials. But what's super important is that any materials are fully retained so that under an official information request, they're actually available.
Well, that is important.
Erica Stanford is using her personal email to conduct ministerial business.
Well, again, my office has spoken with her. I understand it's been very few occasions. What I'd say is that she has had tech issues with printing. That's a good example. I'm aware ministers in the previous government had the same use personal emails in the same way. I'm very relaxed with the fact. Sorry?
One News has 2 folders with hundreds of pages that includes documents and emails that she has been sending and receiving from her private email. Does that sound like very limited instances?
Well, again, as I said, I'm very relaxed about it. The reality is, she has...
Why weren't you relaxed about it when it was Clare Curran? When you said in that stand-up, the ministers in the last government do it, why didn't you follow up with, and we pressured them massively when they did it? Why didn't that come out?
Yeah, she's received unsolicited emails. She's had printing issues. She's had tech issues. She's made changes subsequently. She's got the IT support that she needs in place, and I'm very comfortable with it. I think she's doing a great job.
Hey, that IT support, Chewie, has probably cost them 100 times what it would have when that person was working in the back room that they had to bring back as a consultant to get her printer sorted out for them. Probably cost us $1 million to get that printer sorted out as a contractor rather than a salaried person that they got rid of, I'm imagining.
Sensitive budget documents ahead of them being announced publicly to her Gmail account. Is that appropriate?
Well, again, I just say to you, there will be moments under the Cabinet Manual where it's quite acceptable for ministers to use their personal...
Moments.
Well, there may well be if it's printing purposes, if it's because there's technical reasons.
You can see why I'm skeptical. It's like, we're going to beat this. Printing. That's what it's going to be. We're going to beat this as hard as we can.
As I understand it, in her case, it's actually been about printing challenges. She's actually made the changes in the settings that she needed to, which has been good and really advisable, and I think that's a really good thing, but I'm very relaxed about it.
Do you trust Gmail as a secure platform when ministers are sending budget details?
Well, I just say to you, I think there are moments when you may well use your personal accounts for.
Yeah, actually, Chewie, just pausing that. The only answer is it wasn't appropriate. We've sorted it. Another question asked and answered. No, she shouldn't have done it. She's been reprimanded. We're moving on. Do you know what I mean? It's like, but this is the CEO. The CEO side of you can't come in and publicly criticize the manager, because if you publicly criticize the manager, then the customers think less of your company. Oh, so you hire the worst people in your company. Okay, but this is not, we don't run a country like you run a business. Yes, she did something wrong. Yes, we've stopped it happening. Yes, you are correct to question it, and it won't be happening again. Next question. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's like accountability.
100% put this to fucking bed.
Yeah.
Like, yes, you did it. Probably did it too long. We weren't on it quick enough. It's been fixed now. It's not going to be an ongoing issue.
For some reason, no one was answering the extension for the IT people. Oh, that's right, because we got rid of them all. Yeah.
In order for printing and for receiving unsolicited emails, right?
Yeah.
She's made subsequent changes to her processes of how to do that. She's got the right IT support in place now. I'm really comfortable about it.
Again.
Okay.
Sorry, how was there not tech support available for that? This is the beehive.
Sorry?
How is there not tech support available?
I think if you go back and look at the last administration, Chris Hipkins was an example of a minister who used his personal accounts for printing materials that he might
Smoke
need.
grenade!
Well. So that's what I'm just saying. There's a history of where occasionally, occasionally, under the Cabinet Manual, it's quite okay and quite acceptable that there will be moments in time where people might need to use their personal.
Mr. Prime Minister, when you say occasionally, can you give me a metric for that? How many would you class to be okay occasionally? Is 200 too many? Question. Come on, question. He's using a relative term, occasionally. We want an answer because that's how you nail him down.
Phones and emails in order for things like printing materials or IT tech support. In her case, she's subsequently gone on and made changes which I think are advisable and are really appropriate that she's done that and made sure that she's put in place some processes and changes around that.
Every instance was for printing.
Sorry?
Every instance was for printing.
I'm saying that as an example of how you may end up using your personal accounts for those purposes.
But it's dumb.
That ministers don't use their personal emails or mobile phone numbers. And Erica Stanford is frequently using her personal email. Have you looked into it? Are you keen to look into that further? Is that appropriate?
Look, I'm super relaxed about it. I have to be honest about it. I've looked at the issue.
Again, super relaxed. Should we bring back the Clare Curran piece in a minute?
Erica's office has spoken to my office about it. She's made the changes that she needed to make about the processes of which she engaged with unsolicited emails, or she did have printing issues. That is a common thing that I've seen with other ministers and previous administrations as well. Having said that, it's advisable what she has done to put in place checks to make sure that she's managing it better going forward. And
such fucking CEO to put checks in place to make sure she hasn't. Stop using Gmail. What checks do you need in place? Stop using Gmail. It seems like he's saying that it's this is a systemic failure over several levels. She's put things that, no, stop using Gmail. It's not hard.
And at the end of the day, this is a minister doing a brilliant job and a great job. And, I'm proud of the work she did just on this weekend doing the parental portal.
Not important.
Questions.
Not important to the question. Look, couple of things out of that. Mr. Luxon, if you're going to say something, you don't need to preface this with what I would say to you is. You just say it. You don't need to warn us that you're about to say something. Just fucking say it. It's one one of the many annoying things. It's right at the top for me. It's right there with what I would say to you is it's just a useless bunch of words that don't add anything. Secondly, are you telling me that when a government minister in charge of the Ministry of Education, no less, strikes a problem with a printer, her mind goes, I will forward these government documents to my own personal email account with overseas servers so I can print them out? That is a good solution. Then calling up the MP for the electorate next to you and go, hey man, having some tech issues, can you have one of your staffers let me into your office so I can log into my account and print out the emails there? That would be a secure and temporary solution while you get your fucking printer sorted. Rather than sending your sensitive, classified, whatever you want to call them, emails to a server that's in another country that is not known as one of the most secure servers out there. It's consumer grade stuff. So always assume that the Chinese or the Russians or the Americans are reading your fucking emails. Christ's sake.
And I just want to do this one more time, Chewie, because, you know, I'm very relaxed about it. National
In fairness, if it was Clare Curran,
using Gmail for official business.
Clare Curran would predate Luxon, wouldn't it? Be Simon Bridges?
Oh, 2018.
At
Okay.
that point. But yeah, the point remains, I'm sure National wasn't chill about it. The other thing about this press conference is, do you think before he went out to do it, someone said, okay, Chris, what we want you to do there is just be relaxed. Be relaxed, be chill. And he's gone, I must repeat that I am relaxed about this 7 fucking times, if not more. The man is a corporate robot, not a leader, not someone that can form his own thoughts and decisions. He's a talking point regurgitation machine.
Okay, so fair point, but he got into Parliament at 2020. Okay, and so that was before his time. Yep, no, happy to acknowledge that, but that doesn't change the point of a national party being incredibly angry about a Gmail account from a Labor minister to then being chill about it. You know, so it's there, but fair point. All right, oh look, it's in the ballot. Same as us. When Clare Curran used her Gmail account as a cabinet minister, she was booted out of cabinet. Says them. All right, thank you.
And I think that was at the end of a bunch of missteps from Clare Curran. Like I feel conflicted about Clare because I've met her a couple of times. I think she's a good person. I think she had her heart in the right place, but she made some quite dumb decisions. The emails were one of them. Meeting someone off the books and not having it in her diary was another one. All of this stuff is important for accountability and security and that sort of thing. But on the flip side of that, Clare Curran was also mercilessly bullied at the same time. There's that picture of National guys with a picture on a fucking toilet seat or something super gross there. But yeah, at the end of it, yeah, one of the things that got her booted out of cabinet was doing dumb email stuff as Minister of Communications.
That story was September 5th, 2018. Clare Curran's wiki said she left ministerial office September 7th, 2018. So there you go. Yep. And then she stayed as a member for South D until 2020. So, yes, so that looks like it was the 2 days after that she was either removed, I can't quite remember, or stepped down, probably stepped down. Because everyone steps down. If your leader's going to go, well, you got a choice to step aside or I'm going to have to publicly fire you, then you step aside.